Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In last lecture, we have seen the operations performed on dependent and independent variables. Today we are going to discuss about elementary signals or standard test signals. In signals and systems, we need to use some standard or elementary signals. In this section, we will see some important standard signals graphically and how to express them mathematically. Some of the standard continuous time and discrete time signals are: the first, DC signal; second, unit step signal; third, sinusoidal signal; fourth, signum function; fifth, a rectangular pulse; sixth, delta or unit impulse function; seven, exponential signals; eighth, sinc function; and ninth, unit ramp signal. Let us understand them one by one. The first type of elementary signal is a DC signal. In continuous time DC signal, as seen from the waveform, the amplitude A of a direct current or a DC signal remains constant and which is always independent of time. The DC signal can be represented mathematically as follows: x of t is equal to A, and the value of t will exist from minus infinity to plus infinity. Second, discrete time DC signal. Here figure shows that the discrete time DC signal, it is a sequence of samples each of amplitude A and extending from minus infinity to plus infinity, or it can be represented in the infinite sequence form as follows, that is value of x of n is equal to a comma a comma a from minus infinity to plus infinity, where this arrow represents the 0. After that 0, positive values like 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 up to infinite are present, and before that arrow minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 up to minus infinity values are present. Next type of elementary signal is sinusoidal signals. So in first case we have to represent that sinusoidal signal in continuous form, and in second case I will express in discrete form. The sinusoidal signals include sine and cosine signal. They are look like this. If we consider the sine signal, then they are always starting from the origin, and for the cosine signal they are having 90-degree phase shift. The sine signal is represented as x of t is equal to a sine omega t or a sine 2 pi f t, and the cosine signal is represented as x of t is equal to a cos omega t or a cos of 2 pi f t. In second case, that is a discrete time sinusoidal wave, which is denoted by x of n, which is equal to a sine omega n or a sine 2 pi fn, where a is equal to amplitude and omega is the angular frequency having value 2 pi f. Similarly, the discrete time cosine wave is expressed as x of n is equal to a cos omega n or a cos of 2 pi fn. For describe the cos signal, here we are using just cos of omega n instead of sine of omega n signal. Next type of signal is unit step signal. The unit step signal is shown in figure. Here we can see this is your unit step signal. It has a constant amplitude of unity, that is 1, for the 0 or positive values of time, whereas it has a 0 value for negative values of t. That means the amplitude of u of t is equal to 1 whenever the values are greater than 0, like 1 comma 2 comma 3 up to infinite, and when the value of t is less than 0, that is from minus 1 minus 2 up to minus infinity, then your amplitude becomes 0. Second is unit step signal in a discrete time format. The discrete time unit step signal is look like this. A discrete time unit signal is denoted by u of n. Its value is unity for all positive values of the value of n. That means its value is 1 for n is greater than or equal to 0, while for other values of n its value is 0. The u of n is equal to 1 for n is greater than or equal to 0, and u of n is 0 when the value of n is less than 0. In the form of sequence, it can be written as 1, 1, 1, 1 up to infinity, and here this arrow represents the origin. Next type of elementary signal is signum function. The signum function is look like this, and it is represented mathematically as follows. Signum of t is equal to 1 whenever the value of t is greater than 0, and it is minus 1 for the value of t less than 0. This signum function is also called as an odd or antisymmetric function because here the value of 1 is present for a positive axis and minus 1 amplitude is present for the negative axis. So it performs the odd property of a signal, that is x of t is equal to minus of x of minus t signal. So it can be considered as a odd or the antisymmetric function. Next is a discrete time signal. A discrete time signum function. A discrete time signum function can be obtained by sampling the continuous time signum function. It is a train of samples of values plus 1 for positive n and minus 1 for negative of n as shown in figure. And the discrete time signum function is defined mathematically as follows. X of n is equal to signum of n. The value of signum of n is equal to 1 when it is n is greater than or equal to 0, and the value of signum of x of n signal is minus 1 when it is the value of n is less than 0. Next type of elementary signal is rectangular pulse. In rectangular signals there are two conditions. In first condition, a rectangular pulse of unit duration and unit amplitude is present, and the second condition is for the rectangular pulse of duration t and amplitude a. So let's see the first case, that is rectangular pulse of unit duration and unit amplitude. The unit rectangular pulse is centered about the y-axis, that is about t is equal to 0, and it is represented mathematically as rect of t is equal to 1, and the value of t will exist from minus 1 by 2 to plus 1 by 2. Elsewhere the value of rectangle of t is equal to 0. Next is the continuous. Second case is continuous time rectangular pulse of amplitude a and which is having duration t. The other general type of rectangular pulse having an amplitude of a over a time duration that is t is look like this as shown in this figure, and this pulse also is centered about t is equal to 0, and this can be mathematically represented as a rect of t by capital T which is equal to a. This will exist whenever the t is lies between minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 or 0, otherwise elsewhere 0. In this expression t shows that it is a function of time, and this capital T represents the width of the rectangular pulse and capital A is the amplitude. Rectangular pulse is an even or symmetrical function, hence it is possible to represent the rectangular signal in frequency domain also. So if we want to express the rectangular pulse in frequency domain, then it is given by formula x of f is equal to a rect t into f divided by 2w, where w is equal to the width of pulse. Next is a discrete time rectangular pulse. As shown in figure, we can say that the discrete time rectangular pulse is represented mathematically as x of n is equal to a rect of n divided by capital N, where a is equal to amplitude value and n is width, and mathematically the value of a amplitude and n is a width is represented as a rect of n divided by n is equal to a, when the value of n is lies between minus n by 2 to plus n by 2, elsewhere it is 0. Next type of elementary signal is a delta or unit impulse function, which is denoted by del of t. The del of t function is an extremely important function which is used for the analysis of communication systems. The impulse response of a system is its response to a delta function which will applied at the input side. The delta function is as shown in figure. It is present only at t is equal to 0. Its width tends to 0 and its amplitude is also t is equal to 0. So it is infinitely large, so that the area under the pulse of unity, that is 1. Due to unity area, it is called as unit impulse function. So the mathematically it is represented as del of t is equal to 0 when t is not equal to 0, or del of t is not equal to 0 for t is equal to 0. The area under this unit impulse is given as minus infinity to plus infinity del of t dt, which is equal to 1. Here there are different important properties of a delta function. Here let us understand two important properties of the delta function. They are, the first is shifting property and second replication property. The shifting property of a delta function states that minus infinity integration minus infinity to plus infinity into x of t into del of t minus tm dt equal to x of tm, where del of t minus tm represents the time shifted delta function, and this delta function is present only at t is equal to tm. This result indicates that the area under the product of a function with an impulse del of t is always equal to the value of that function at that instant where the unit impulse is located. This property is also known as sampling property. The other property of a delta function is the replication property. It states that x of t convolution with del of t is equal to x of t. This property can be stated in words as the convolution of any function x of t with the del function yields the same function, that is x of t, and the sign this star indicates that it represents the convolution. Next is a unit sample signal del of n. The discrete time version of a unit impulse signal is the unit sample signal. A discrete time unit impulse function is denoted by del of n and its amplitude is 1 at n is equal to 0, and for other values of n its amplitude is 0. In the sequence form, it can also be represented as del of n is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity 0 0 0. Again to the right hand side 0 zeros are present. The value of del of t is present only at t is equal to 0. Here this arrow indicates the origin value, and which is having the value is equal to 1, and other negative as well as positive values are 0. Next type of signal is unit ramp signal. A discrete time unit ramp signal is denoted by u of n, and the continuous time ramp signal is denoted by r of t. And mathematically it can be expressed this unit ramp signal in t form, that in continuous form is r of t is equal to 1 for the value of t is greater than or equal to 0, and r of t is equal to 0 for t is less than 0. A discrete time unit ramp signal is denoted by u of n. Its value increases linearly with a sample number n, and mathematically it is defined as u of n is equal to n for the value of n greater than or equal to 0, and the value of u of n is considered to be 0 for the value of n is less than 0. Graphically it will look like this. Here the value of amplitude is increases by unity, so that's why it is called as unit ramp signal. Next type of signal is exponential signals. The continuous time complex exponential signal is of the following form, that is x of t is equal to c into e raised to alpha t. Here c and alpha are in general complex numbers. Depending on the values of these parameters, the complex component can have several different characteristics, and that's why that depending on the value of c and alpha, the complex exponential signals can be classified as the first as real exponential signals, and second periodic complex exponential signals. The continuous time real exponential signals can be decaying exponential function or rising exponential function. In figure we can see here the decaying exponential function. Here the value of that function is gradually in decreasing form, and the mathematical equation for representing exponential signal is x of t is equal to e raised to minus alpha t. Note that here we have assumed the value of c is always 1 for both the equation, for decaying exponential signal also, and for exponential signal also, for rising exponential signal also. Okay. Next is the rising exponential signal. Here this rising exponential signal is represented as x of t is equal to e raised to alpha t, and the signal is here rising gradually from the starting value. Next type of signal is sinc function. The sinc function or sinc pulse is mathematically expressed as sinc of x is equal to sinc pi x divided by pi x, where x is the independent variable, and the procedure of plotting the sinc function is explained in this equation, that is sinc of x is equal to 1 at x is equal to 0, that is this value. Here x value of x is equal to 0, and the sinc of x is a 0 at the value of x is equal to plus 1 minus 1 or plus 2 minus 2 or plus 3 minus 3 up to plus infinity minus infinity. Here this figure shows that the sinc function has the shape of a sine wave. Its magnitude goes on decreasing as the value of x is increases, that is sinc x is tends to 0 when the value of x tends to infinity. We have completed the types of elementary signals in continuous time as well as in discrete time form, and after that we are going to end our today's session with motivational quote, that is, believing in yourself is the first secret to success. So do hard work, stay motivated, stay positive. Thank you.